You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm thrilled to have my good friend Rachel Gattuso joining us this afternoon with the Gattuso Coalition. And Rachel, actually, full disclosure, she posted something last week on social media that got my head spinning, because I believe this show is there for our community and for our community nonprofits. And this was a concerning story, Rachel, in that GoFundMe has started putting out fundraising pages for 501c3 nonprofits, and those nonprofits may not even be aware that there is a fundraising page for them out there.
That's absolutely correct. I want to give credit to the reporting team in the Bay Area from ABC7, the ABC affiliate there, because that hit my radar and it was an immediate red flag. So I do appreciate you having me on this morning. I appreciate 2+U Nevada for giving us the time to have this conversation, as you are an advocate in this community for those organizations and for the general public who is supporting these nonprofits.
And I ran a nonprofit, a 501c3, and left that to come do this show for our nonprofits in the community. And as a person who represents so many nonprofits in our community, what was it that had you going, ding, 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 this is an issue?
The big trigger for me was that GoFundMe took it upon themselves to create a digital presence on behalf of these nonprofits without communicating to them in the very first place. So for me, in our role at the Gattuso Coalition, we are working to communicate on behalf of nonprofits to different and new target publics. We're working to get them on the air, right? So that they can share their story. They can connect with other individuals who might resonate with those respective missions. But to communicate that, you have to have a very intimate knowledge of what your mission is, what you're doing, who you're serving, how you move that needle from left to right, and how your donors impact that mission. Without checking with these nonprofits first to say, hey, we'd like to do this. Is this messaging okay? Would you like to have control of said messaging? It's a very dangerous next step. Now, I don't want to implicate anyone or say that GoFundMe may not have altruistic intentions behind this act, but without communicating to the nonprofits, of which there was 1.4 million pages created, that's a big red flag for us. They don't have the ability to be informed of their digital presence. They have no real control over what messaging is going up, nor do they have control over, and this is the very, very important part, the donor stewardship process. They don't know who may be donating to them. They may not have the ability to connect with those donors to say thank you or to inform them about where those donations are going. It just creates a lot of ambiguity and confusion and could be a very big risk for nonprofits moving forward.
And what you said, Rachel, that is so jarring is this report states GoFundMe created fundraising pages for 1.4 million nonprofits out there. And again, we don't know, there may be an altruistic, belief behind it, but even from a fiduciary or for a reporting standpoint, these nonprofits need to have information for reporting.
Absolutely. When I saw the story, my first impulse was to say, okay, wow, I need to understand, sorry, I touched the microphone. I need to understand of my clientele who may be on GoFundMe and unaware. I noticed 4 of my clients were on. One, I knew they were already on GoFundMe. They had used it in a solicitation a couple years ago, and that's great. It's built to help enable you to connect and facilitate finances, right? But 3 of them were unaware they were on this platform and have now since made the first steps to either pull the pages or correct the information or whatever that looks like for them on the back end. But there are so many nonprofits in the Reno-Sparks area, in Washoe County, even Incline, you could say. My precursory little review where I was scamming, I saw more than 750 organizations on this page. So my plea to the community is to please go to GoFundMe, sort by the donations and nonprofits category and look for your organization to see if your organization is represented on the platform.
Yeah.
You need to understand if somebody else has put that up. There's a big risk in that GoFundMe manages all kinds of money, right? They have money to perhaps put into an SEO campaign. So if I were on here today and we were talking about, let's say one of my clients, Nevada Humane Society, right?
Right.
And we were talking about how amazing puppies are, and one of your viewers decided to go Google Nevada Humane Society. What is to keep GoFundMe from ranking first and then donating there instead of directly? Well, directly you would not incur a processing fee, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
If you're going through the GoFundMe process, number one, you have to check with your accountant. I can't confirm that that's going to be tax deductible because there's a question of where are those finances held and how does the IRS categorize that expense? So if I donate to a third party, do I get that tax deduction, or does the third party, because the money came from their account technically on the books, are they reaping that tax benefit? It's very questionable and ambiguous.
And something that we're going to have to research now for many days ahead.
Yeah, it's really weird territory. I don't claim to know all of the particulars, but I can absolutely say that somebody posed to me, well, what's to say, like, if I'm Nevada Humane Society and I don't know, I have a page up there and somebody makes, say, like a $10,000 donation and it sits there for 2 years, is there a policy
Is there
in place?
an absorption?
Right. If no one
right.
redeems that after 2 years, does that mean that GoFundMe can now keep it?
Wow.
And in the interim, is GoFundMe putting those monies into an account that's interest bearing and profiting off of this other donation instead of the actual nonprofit collecting that money in a timely manner?
Rachel Gattuso, thank you so much, from the Gattuso Coalition. Some phenomenal points that you bring up this afternoon.
It's really alarming. Please go double check.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.